between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First carry for Ronald Jones. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. On the stop there defensively, Tyler Davison.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Tight end right. Ohio! Mike 52.
A second down throw for Brissett. And Ty Montgomery has it complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Flex round! Ohio!
Brissett now on 2nd down. And this is incomplete. Coverage that time by Bobby McCain.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Flex round! 3 down.
From the gun, here's Brissett. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
76. Jester.
After the interception, here's Goff. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, he was just trying to contain DeAndre Hopkins, and he got a little too close.
And because of his ability to line up in different spots on the field and come at you from different angles, different guys have to cover him, and all of them have the same issue. How do you do it without interfering? In this case, it didn't get done.
Lift!
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
Throwing on third. Goff. And that is incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now a first down throw. Goff. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On first down, it's Gurley. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. The Pro Bowler Muhammad Wilkerson brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Super 66. Here we go, D. Here.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
From the gun on third down, Goff. He finds his target, it's Crowder. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Looking for Gronkowski, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. He was looking for Gronk that time.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones, and he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down. Ohio!
2nd down, Brissett. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Crowder now to return. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they do the interception and finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
4 down, check. 4 down, shell.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They're up against a 3rd and 2 to start things out. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So out come the Raiders. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
We got four.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, second down.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, we got four. We got four down. Flex round.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett, and that is incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzama, the intended receiver. Third down here.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach and incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here.
Flex
3rd and
round.
10.
Flex round. Three down. Ohio.
Out of the gun, Brissett. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Byron Maxwell. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
80's getting the ball here. 80's getting the ball. Single. Go, Salah. 180.
Goff on first down. He's going to air one out. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the run. 180.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19.
Alert. 3 down.
Out of the gun. Goff. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. A good pickup there, a 22.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3 and out. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
4 down. Flex flare.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A gain of 3, second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on second down is gone. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Here we go.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, 4 down.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Muhammad Wilkerson elevated a Temple program that was looking for players like him, and he's carried that on into the NFL. What a terrific play there.
A nice tackle for loss for the former Temple Owl, as you said, and the 30th pick in the 2011 draft.
Everyone's got 4 down.
On second down, here's Goff. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. The Broncos on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 36 yards out. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 36 yards out. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Rip Liz. Orange. 15, yeah.
Now it's the backup Smith. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
The Raiders on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Orange. Mike 52, Mike 52. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school. Regular.
From the gun, here's Smith. Looking left side, and it's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Right. Solo out there, check out. Regular. 4 down, check. 4 down.
Smith on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Safarian-Jenkins. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Hey, gun. 4 down. 12. Hey, slot. Pick me up. Here we go.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Eyes up. 1 sec. Yellow. 85. Come on, baby. Let's get this. Hey, we're pretty quiet. Yellow. I said.
Again, Smith. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Here's the Raiders punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field, and we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead, not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Mike's 50. Cornell. 3 buzz. Check.
On 1st down, gone. Going deep for Hopkins. That's caught at the 25. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 1st half. So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on 1st and 10.
59's Mike.
From the red zone now, Goff. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Now a handoff for Gurley. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Watch 80. Watch 80. He likes to get those jump balls. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? Twos. What you got, Heavy? Give me some.
From the gun, here's Goff. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
4 down. Check.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout.
Double.
As it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
We got 4. We got 5, 80.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football.
Odd. 3 down. Odd. Grade 15. Tighten up.
Here's Carson. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Now it's Wilson. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down. We go to the line. White 20. Check safety. Twos.
2nd and 10, Goff again. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 32. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski, and that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now it's Wilson. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Time to establish the run game here. Gurley avoids him at the 40. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
4 down.
Gurley again here on 1st down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Check me out. We got 3 down.
Goff now looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Hey, 4 down.
They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And, Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down. Mike 52, Mike 52. No, right.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver, Taywan Taylor. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
4 down. Yellow. 52's the mic.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. On now is the field goal team. Here's the Raiders. We'll try for 3. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And his kick here is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
Now it's Wilson. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? when they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
To the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Brown.
Back to throw. Goff. Looking for Gronkowski, and he's got him complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Goff now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Now Goff. Pass incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Right. 3 down.
Here's Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
They had 2 tight ends in the formation on that one. It looked to me like he had his pick of receivers downfield.
I think he was just planning on going over the middle. That's what he did.
Picked up first down, too.
Goff now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
4 down. White 20.
Now they'll pitch it back to Gurley. And an alley to run. Space to run past the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Todd Gurley, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos are in for 6. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6.
I got 11.
The give to Jones. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
No, Check that. We're going Mike 52 right here. Regular. Want some run.
Here's Smith now on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the interception, here's Gall. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
This is Carson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Tackle made by K1 Short.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
A second down throw for Brissett. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Raiders on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Smith. And incomplete here on third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's the Raiders punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now Goff on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bobby Wagner coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Here we go.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
Watch out. Check. 120.
Now Goff. Airing one out for Crowder. He's got a man, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 36 yards. Back now in the East Bay. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On first down, it's gone. caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. On the draw, Goff gives to Gurley. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
Following the fumble recovery, Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Ohio! Ohio! Watch out, watch out. Hey, back 50. Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Hut! Hut!
A first down throw for Brissett. He'll rifle this one deep right and got his man complete. 30, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there, an even 90 yards. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. Goff now looks to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. 2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Strong right. Done. 180. Done.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. A right side catch by Crabtree. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, It's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7.
180.
A shotgun snap for Goff. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Merlin. 4 down. Alert.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Here we go. Hey, Mike,
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go. Hey. We got 3. 3 down.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
I got trips this side. We got 3.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there. Get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
DC.
From the gun, here's Goff. And that's caught by Crabtree. Touchdown, Broncos. Michael Crabtree, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Catanzaro out now as he'll kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And an alley to run. It's a foot race. The 30. And he takes it all the way, but there is a flag down, so hold the celebration. This one's coming back, so that will push him back.
And now we know why he had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Ohio! Ohio! Ohio!
Brissett on 1st down. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Right, boy, tight end to the right. Move. 4 down. Line 80. I said.
To throw again, Smith. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. I said line 80. Hey, check. 3 down. Liz. 52. Slot. 52.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make
Out of the gun, Smith. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Here's the Raiders punter now. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Now it's Crowder. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Baby, get him, boys. Get him, boys.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
4 down. Check.
Now it's Goff off the bootleg. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
The Broncos on third down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
We got 4.
On the handoff, it's Gurley. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Drew Kaiser now, as he's on to punt for Denver. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Well, a lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
15. 5-2 is the mic. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Orange. Hey, keep it up. Rip Liz. Orange. Alert 3.
Back to throw. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
Ohio. Flex round.
He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Janoris Jenkins. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad run.
They run. It's Gurley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He wasn't ready.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 9.
4 down.
Now it's Gurley. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
But he was stopped on that play. He's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this.
will head home next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they'll fall to 1-2, and they'll be at home.